Jodorowsky's Dune. It would have been bad.
Smash an intro that. Oh. Tell people who he is then. You do that, because I ain't got a clue.
Alejandro Jodorowsky, he is a strange boy. Chilean, French filmmaker, surreal artist. He's currently 91, I think.
That's mental.
If he's still alive.
I only found that out today.
What, that he's 91?
Yeah, that's insane. He looks so good.
He looks pretty good. He was involved in the Panic movement and avant-garde theatre in the 60s, the Surrealist movement, and then he made some strange films. Fando Elise, 1967. Full-scale riot in Mexico. Mexico banned the film. It's pretty weird. George, you seen that one?
No.
Good.
Was that his first one?
Yep, first one. Then El Topo in 1970. It's an acid western. It's cool. It's a midnight movie. It's a cult classic. George, seen that one?
Yeah.
You saw
Watched it yesterday.
Watched that last night. It's good, isn't it? It's mental.
I got things to say about it.
And then The Holy Mountain, a couple years later, which is the midnight movie. It's crazy. I saw it in the cinema this year. It's still mad.
Oh, and then didn't he have like a huge hiatus?
Not a huge. So after Holy Mountain, it's when he
was trying to make Dune.
He was going to make Dune. So Holy Mountain was like this cult hit. People loved it, especially in America and stuff. So he was like, okay, cool. What's hot at the moment? This sci-fi book my friend's reading called Dune. He'd never even read the book before he decided to make the film.
No. Has he read it now?
Yeah. So it's when he made the treatment for the film, he did.
Okay, right.
So
because I thought he was doing the whole pre-production without ever reading it.
No. But what is Dune, George? What is it?
What's Dune? How do you say Dune?
Dune or June? I don't know.
I say June because that's how we say desert dune.
I suppose so. 1965 sci-fi novel by Frank Herbert, set in the future with different noble houses feuding to control planetary powers. You got the planet Arrakis, known as Dune, or June, or whatever, which is a big old desert with some big wormy boys. Arrakis is the only source of melange, or spice as it's known, a drug that extends life and mental capabilities. You got the houses, you got Atreides' house, you got the Harkonnen house, you got the Emperor Shaddam IV, you've got the Freemen who live in Arrakis. The Freeman. Martin Freeman. Freeman?
This is why I don't like reading, because I always get everything wrong.
And you got some big sandworms. There were several sequels written. His son took over the Dune franchise after he passed away and has written a ton of other books. But apparently we don't actually read those because they're not very good.
Alright, so how many have you read?
I'm currently reading the 5th one, which is Heretics of Dune. How many have you read?
I'm currently reading number 3, which I've got on my desk, which is Children of Dune.
Children of Dune. The first 4 rule. I'm struggling with the 5th one. I've been busy with other stuff, but it's fun. It's fine. It's all good.
I thought I've been spoiled for the 4th one.
Yeah. There's a big old wormy
boy. I've seen pictures. Yeah, I've seen pictures, and I'm like, okay.
Fine. Yeah, it's no spoilers. Okay. So we've got Jodorowsky. He's a Chilean French filmmaker. He's made some weird films. We've got this sci-fi book in the 60s. They're all coming up around the same era. So what happens when you put one and one together? You get the craziest thing I've ever seen. So a lot of this video will be pulling from the fantastic documentary Jodorowsky's Dune, directed by Frank Pavich. I think that's how you say your name. And the producers of that film have a fantastic podcast called Best Movies Never Made, which goes through just doomed productions and all sorts.
Well, that's the title that this film gets a lot. The best film that was never made.
You got this, you got
Stanley Kubrick's
Napoleon.
Yeah.
I think some. What were the big ones?
Guillermo del Toro's Lord of the Rings.
Oh,
no,
and
Hobbit.
Del Toro's Lovecraftian The Mountains of Madness. That's a big one.
In the Mouth of Madness? He was going to do that?
No. Is it Mountains of Madness?
Because Mouth of Madness is a film with Sam Neill.
No, that's John Carpenter.
Yeah.
At the Mountains of Madness is a 1931 Lovecraft book. Yeah, go listen to the best... I can't even remember the name of the damn podcast, George.
I thought you liked it.
I do, but movies... Best Movies Never Made. Go listen to the episode on Mountains of Madness.
Who's the famous person behind it?
Behind what?
And then like
The podcast.
one of the I've heard of that podcast, and it's like a celebrity that I know who runs it. I'm not sure.
Oh, I don't know. It's one of the producers of Jodorowsky's Dune, the documentary.
All right, okay.
Anyway, let's talk about Jodorowsky's Dune.
So what was the budget for this film?
So, well, the budget they were asking for once they'd got the crew together was about 15 million. So this is
Okay.
like 1973. So Star Wars 1977 budget is 11 million.
Okay,
So a
but
bit more than Star Wars.
how much of it was filmed?
Dune?
Yeah.
Nothing, George. They got no money.
Well, I read that apparently
You
they
got-
spent nearly 15 million already,
Oh.
and you're telling me they didn't film anything?
No. It was 2.5 years of pre-production. It was all concept. It
That-
was all writing it and getting the team together.
Is that a long amount of time? I have no idea how to make film.
2.5. I don't know. I've never made a film, but 2.5 years is a long time to make nothing.
Well, obviously the documentary does go into this, but I think the main two people in it were Alejandro and I don't know how to say the comic book artist's name, Mobius.
Oh, Mobius. Yeah. So the documentary goes through the spiritual crew that Jodorowsky puts together, including himself, Mobius or Moebius, who's a sort of graphic novelist, comic artist. You got Chris Foss, who was a British sci-fi book cover illustrator.
Yeah.
You got H.R. Giger, who's a very weird boy, designing the dark gothic style of the Harkonnens. You had Brontis Jodorowsky's son, playing Paul. I've written this all in a really awkward order.
David Carradine is Leto Atreides.
David Carradine is Leto.
That's the only
Pink
one I
Floyd.
don't understand.
No, that's a really weird one. Orson Welles, big chunky
Yeah,
Orson Welles
that's a good one.
as Baron Vladimir Harkonnen, and of course Salvador Dali as the Mad Emperor.
Who was Mick Jagger going to be?
Oh, Mick Jagger was
Freud voice.
Fied Rauter.
I haven't spoken about any of these characters to anyone, so I don't know how to say
No,
any of them.
I've never said these out loud. And Udo Kier as Peter Le Mentant. Or Mentat.
Udo Kier? I didn't know
Yeah.
that one.
So you've got this big team that he put together over a couple of years, and then he wanted 2 different bands to do the soundtrack. You have Pink Floyd doing all of the sounds for the Atreides family, and this band called Magma doing the soundtrack for the Harkonnens.
More industrial stuff, I guess.
But do you know who did the soundtrack for the David Lynch one? Toto.
Oh no.
Toto and Brian Eno, I think. But yeah, that's weird.
Brian Eno? Oh no,
think so.
that's not who I'm thinking of. I'm thinking
Who
of
you
Brian Elko, the lead singer of Placebo.
Not him.
Melko. Yeah, Brian
So-
Melko.
So for the special effects, they got Dan O'Bannon, who did John Carpenter's Dark Star. They originally went to get Douglas Trumbull, who did 2001: A Space Odyssey.
But didn't they have like an argument?
Jodorowsky met with him and he just didn't get on with him. Quote, "He is not my spiritual warrior."
Yeah. Does Jodorowsky practice what he preaches when he talks about spirituality and all this nonsense?
Yes, he has a documentary coming out this year called Psycho Magic, and I can't wait to see it because it's going to be absolutely mad.
Doesn't he read tarot cards?
Yep, yeah.
He doesn't actually believe they work though, does he?
Absolutely does.
Oh.
The way he got Salvador Dali interested in this film was he saw him in a hotel lobby and he handed him a tarot card of the Hanged Man that just said, "I will make a movie with you." And Dali said, "I will make a movie with you."
Also the money.
Oh, yeah, $100,000 per minute on the
Is
screen.
that off screen
Yes.
time? That's not
Off
that
screen
much
time.
when you think
That's the
about
thing. That was the deal. The producers were like, "Okay, he wants to be the most, like, the highest paid actor in history. How about we do it for screen time? Because
Yeah.
we will make the Mad Emperor a robot after 2 minutes."
Which
so
is contradictory to the whole theme of Dune, really. A
pretty
robot.
much. Robot. Duncan, Idaho. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he's got all these spiritual warriors. He's got his massive team. He's got this big plan for it. but his interpretation of Dune is a lot different to the actual book.
Yeah. There are quite a few changes, but I guess the atmosphere is the most different change.
So many changes, but its original Dune didn't really have any major descriptions to go off. It was all sort of the story and the setting, but there's no major descriptions of the people and the places and the spaceships.
No.
So the concept art for Jodorowsky's Dune is amazing. He went really hard on all the weird, wacky ships and costumes and all this.
Yeah, but they don't seem functional, which is what I thought the main point of Dune was. They all seem like everything's functional.
That's the thing. This is... Jodorowsky's doing his style over substance in terms of Arrakis and how actual life would exist on this planet.
Because Paul was going to be his son.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just trying to visualise. I don't know what... Is his son El Topo's son?
Yeah,
okay.
El Topo's son. And I think he's in the Fantastic Beasts movies now, so that's the weirdest thing I've ever heard.
I thought he died.
Brontis Jodorowsky?
Well, one of his sons died, I thought. I don't know which one. I only thought he
I
had
don't
one.
know. Brontis Jodorowsky is... oh, no, it's the other one.
Is Brontis dead?
No one's dead. If I type in Jodorowsky Harry Potter, what am I going to get? Yeah, oh no, it is Brontis. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. He plays Nicholas Flamel in the... second Fantastic Beasts
classic
film.
Character that we all remember.
The Crimes of Grindelwald. Yeah, that movie sucks. Anyway, Dune. Nicholas Flamel. No, Jodorowsky's Dune. It never happened. It was never going to happen. He had studio meetings with people like Disney. Imagine that. Walt Disney going, please go away, you crazy Chilean man.
I don't know if it wouldn't have been good. That's the whole point of it.
It wouldn't have been good.
Because David Lynch
was David Lynch's good?
No, I hate it.
Villeneuve's going to be good. I like David Lynch's Dune, but it's not very good.
It's not.
David Lynch's Dune is a weird mess.
When did it come out?
A couple years after Star Wars, I want to, because it's 84.
That's a year after the Return of Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
Which is what he was
supposedly...
supposedly...
George Lucas wanted David Lynch to do Return of the Jedi.
So what, he turned it down?
For some reason.
He turned down and then did Dune.
I think he had more creative control, but then the studio interfered with it massively, because David Lynch's original cut was like 5 hours long. And I would like to see that, please.
Oh. Well, yeah, obviously that we have different opinions on that film.
Mm-hmm, because it's mental, but every time I watch it, it's like
it gets
I
better.
can kind of see what you're doing. But the first time I watch it, it is literally like impenetrable. You have no idea what's going on at any point. Similar to like the first time you read the first 100 pages of the book, Dune, you're like, I don't know what half of these words mean.
It's like a new language.
What's the Kwisatz Haderach? What's going on?
I'm so glad you said it, because I would not have been able to pronounce that if you asked me what it was.
Yep. Nope.
And Muad'Dib? Muad'Dib? Oh, God.
Yep, there's a lot of crazy language.
But then you got names like Duncan Idaho.
Yeah, and Paul.
Paul. The main character's called Paul.
Jessica. Like Jessica Rabbit.
Oh, God. I guess
Paul
it's
McCartney.
Just different descendants of Earth, because apparently the Atreides family can track its family heritage all the way back to ancient Rome.
Yeah.
Which is apparently 19,000 years before the start of Dune or something, I believe.
Yeah, the timeline for Dune is crazy.
I didn't even realise it was set in technically in our universe. Like there's an Earth and all this.
It's just in the far, far future.
I thought it was like a Star Wars where...
No, this is factual. It's going to happen.
Yeah. It's a documentary.
The plot details were very, very different, including Udo Kier's Peter Lamentat torturing Leto in the book. He has this fake tooth that he crunches down on and poisons himself, and it's all cyanide-y and fun. In this one, Peter takes out pincers and cuts off Leto's arms and legs and head. That's good. I would like to see that, to be fair.
It would have been very graphic. Was this going to be... It's definitely going to be X-rated, wasn't it?
Probably. There was a lot of defecating and lots of extras defecating.
That's why I don't think... I think this is why Jodorowsky would have ruined it.
It would have been... Yeah, that's the thing. Jodorowsky's good when he's taking his own material and turning it into something mad, rather than taking source material and transcribing it into something else.
Oh God.
Like, his films in the early, in the 60s and 70s are relatively low budget madness. And then, have you seen any of his 2000s films or 2010 films?
Endless Poetry and Dance of Reality.
Dance of Reality, because they seem to be.
Are they a bit more tame?
No.
Are they not? Oh.
There's very, very sort of vibrant imagery, and I think there's a higher budget behind them because it all looks amazing, but it's still absolutely mad. But it's based on his life in a way. It's like semi-autobiographical. But they miss out the bit where he tries to do Dune.
Oh, is it about him?
Yeah, it's about him as a child and growing up. It's pretty cool. I would recommend them.
Oh.
But they're a bit mad.
Well, I assume he leaves a lot about his life out because he's not a nice man.
Not a very nice man. Some of the details include his mum, or the woman who plays his mum in the film, is constantly singing in an operatic voice. Is constantly naked, maybe?
Yeah.
I can't remember. I haven't watched him in a couple of years, but I do remember.
I've read some weird interviews with him about his family history.
He's just a weird man, full stop.
Yeah, that's why I don't think this film would have been very good.
No.
Also, I'm not a huge fan of the way he tells spiritual stories.
It's all very metaphorical.
Well, I think there's too much narration for me.
Not enough
visuals.
Okay.
Because he was going to make Leto, castrated.
Oh yeah, and have Paul
be
conceived by blood turning into semen.
And I just have a picture in my head of that scene, and I just hear Alejandro talking over it, telling everybody what's going on.
Everybody, yeah, look what's going on.
But then I watch Eraserhead.
Hell yeah.
And at the start of Eraserhead, there's kind of the same. I mean, not exactly, just a weird scene.
You have no idea
what's going on. You have no idea what's going on.
You got a crazy crater man on the moon.
Yeah, and he's dropping some sort of eel into a puddle.
Into puddles, and it's like, get it, everybody?
Yeah, and
get it?
He doesn't tell you anything, and I preferred that over just Alejandro talking about... Because I can just picture his voice telling me what the hell's going on. Because that was what I thought of El Topo. I thought there was too much talking.
There is a lot of talking.
There
is a lot of imagery.
I would have liked if that film was almost silent.
Ooh, interesting. Just a crazy western.
And you have to try and understand the message that these four gunslingers are telling him just from the way they act.
The journey.
That's what I wanted.
Yeah.
But then cool. he's kind of just told what he needs to learn. And so I don't think he would have been able to... Because also... You said that Holy Mountain was popular in America.
I think so. Yeah, as a cult following.
Have any of his films ever turned a profit?
Could not tell you that. Probably not.
I can. I've got them all here.
Oh, here we go. Numbers.
So, El Topo's budget.
Yeah.
$1 million.
Bargain.
It made 150,000.
Yeah, probably.
Holy Mountain was $750,000.
Oh wow!
That made only 100,000.
Jeez.
And they just get worse.
It's mad, but they have this cult following. People still go. I saw 2 of them this year in restoration screenings.
So okay, I'll add £10 to it then.
Yeah. Crunch those numbers.
But I just don't see how no one would have seen this film in 1975.
Well, obviously no one did produce it. No one wanted to produce it because it was mad.
It had to have been in English. It wouldn't have been Spanish.
Probably, yeah. But most of the reason this documentary is so amazing, this story is so amazing, is some of the ideas and the concepts behind them would have been so influential. And people like, George Lucas's Star Wars and Blade Runner seem to take ideas from this script. Or that's what the documentary proposes. It's like someone in Hollywood laid eyes on this massive book that he made of concepts.
That from his book? Because George Lucas made Star Wars in 1977.
Yeah.
It was an idea of his for quite a while.
Yeah, exactly.
So I imagine he got inspiration from Frank Herbert's book.
Probably, but not the actual...
But not Jodorowsky's
the treatment, yeah. it's weird. In the documentary, they sort of end by going, "See,
Yeah.
it would have been good, but look what all the other things we got." And it's like, I don't think that's how influence works.
No.
But then you have like people like Dan O'Bannon and H.R. Giger who, Jodorowsky put them together, and then they go off and make Alien with Ridley Scott. And yeah.
Well, there's a design for the Harkonnen base that's in Prometheus, isn't there?
Yeah, it's this massive skull ship.
Yeah.
Loads of influence and things from the artists. But then he takes his ideas for Dune and he turns it into The Inkle with Mobius, which is a great comic.
Have you read it?
Yeah, I've read it. Have you read it?
No, I have not read it.
It is amazing.
When did that come out then? Is that like...
88, so like 10 years, well, 15 years really,
Yeah.
after his original plan for Dune. But it's a great comic, and that influenced a ton of things like Blade Runner and definitely The Fifth Element and other sci-fi things. It's a really, really interesting comic. And I've not read any of the others, like the prequel or the sequel to that, but that one as a standalone is great.
So, a big factor of why everybody thought this film would be great is
Mobius's
art.
Mobius's
Yeah.
art, Chris Foss's art, Dan O'Bannon's effects, the
But
script, which Frank Herbert pretty much wrote the most of, and then Jodorowsky, started chopping limbs off. And Jodorowsky was sort of like, he was putting the team together. He was the Nick Fury of this weird Jodorowsky's Avengers, putting everyone together and them doing all the work, I think.
Yeah, I don't think any of it would have been able to be filmed.
No.
'Cause have you seen the only picture we have of any costume is a Sudoku soldier.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, have you seen that picture?
Oh, yeah.
It looks
Is
terrible.
Is that the weird, like, bondage thing?
Yeah, it looks like a gimp
from Pulp Fiction. Yeah.
And I'm like,
I forgot about that.
That doesn't look like the art.
But then in the documentary, they show that artwork, and then they show Flash Gordon. And there's a costume in Flash Gordon, which was released after this film. It looks exactly like that.
There are just some though that you just like the Emperor's costume, and it's like, this is why I want it to be sort of like an animation film. 'Cause it does look great.
Emperor and his giraffe, is it the giraffe that's constantly on fire or something?
I don't remember that. Was that in the film?
To have a helicopter and a burning giraffe in the Emperor's chambers, I think. Mad.
Oh, Jesus. He's not actually going to film himself burning a giraffe, is he?
Would not put it past him.
Well, I read something that he's a vegetarian.
That doesn't make any sense.
And I'm like, are you mental? Have you seen your own films?
Yeah. But speaking of films that have never been made and connections to Salvador Dali, the Marx brothers, especially Harpo Marx, the harp player, were like best friends with Dali. I wanted to make a film with him, but then Dali passed away. So that script treatment that Dali and Harpo, I think, wrote turned into a graphic novel last year, which is a great book, and that's called On Horseback Salad.
Oh, yeah.
Also called The Surrealist Woman. So I think Jodorowsky's massive, 400-page hardback book that cost $7,000 to produce or whatever, he should either make it available for me to read online or produce it into, a wide release paperback.
It is massive.
It is massive.
It's like, I don't know.
It's a proper coffee table book.
Yeah. There's no way you could, lug it on the tube for a quiet read.
It's cool, though.
I'd buy one.
I'd buy it for,
just to have.
70 quid. Not 7,000.
70 quid. I'd go 100. I'd pay 100 quid for that, I reckon.
Jodorowsky, when you're listening to this, PayPal me and I'll invoice you for the whole book.
I just can't. No one's approached him to be like, just sell the book.
It's weird. I don't know. Maybe there's licensing issues because I think they bought the rights for Dune.
Some Italian guy.
Really cheap. Yeah, really cheap back in the 60s. The movie rights, because apparently it was. Well, this is the thing. It's like the unfilmable thing. It's always been classed as unfilmable. You can't turn Dune into a motion picture.
They say that about loads of things, though.
I suppose.
They said that about what was it? Watchmen. Apparently that's unfilmable.
Yeah.
And then Zack Snyder's is like, oh, it was fine. It was alright.
It was alright. I haven't seen it in a few years, but I remember liking it.
What was Telly Gilliam's thing that was apparently unfilmable?
Oh, the man who killed Don Quixote?
I mean, yeah. Apparently it's unfilmable for legal reasons, though.
But in the documentary, Jodorowsky talks about why did he pick Dune when he could have picked things like Don Quixote, and it's like he's just choosing unfilmable things. That's not just necessarily Terry Gilliam's made it unfilmable. It's just apparently the source material is unfilmable. But we'll see what happens in December when big Denis Villeneuve's Dune comes out, or apparently part 1. I think it's going to be split into two films.
It's two-thirds of the first book.
Oh, is that what it is? And then they're going to go into Dune
when,
Messiah. Hey, spoilers. I mean, go on.
I'm pretty sure it's just like when they get to Stilgar.
Ah, right.
But
I have very high hopes.
Have you seen the cast?
You mean Timothy Chalamet, Rebecca Ferguson, Stellan Skarsgård, Oscar
Who's
Isaac,
Rebecca Ferguson
Zendaya, Jessica,
Oh yeah, that'd be good.
Charlotte Rampling, Batista,
Oh god, the Beast.
Javier Bardem, Josh Brolin, Jason Momoa.
I just realised. Oh no, he's the animal, isn't he, in WWE, not the Beast.
No.
Batista. That would have been just such a good coincidence.
The cinematographer is Greg Fraser, who worked on Rogue One, which is probably one of the better looking Star Wars films of recent days. And he's also doing the new Batman film.
That'd be good.
We'll cover that in a whole other thing, because that's a whole other kettle of fish.
Well, in Rogue One, the AT-STs or the AT-ATs are...
Yeah.
You got a good scale of how big
That's
they
the thing.
actually are.
You've got good size, because
Yeah.
what's his name? Gareth
Edwards.
Evans? I always get them mixed up. Yeah, he did Godzilla, and that's some good scaling stuff in there. But yeah, it does scale well, so looking forward to the cinematography in that. We've got Hans Zimmer on the soundtrack, which I'm not overly fussed about, because Hans Zimmer's done everything.
I can't really
15 years.
distinguish between the stuff he's
There'll
done.
be a lot of honks and whomps and all sorts of nonsense.
Did he do Dunkirk?
Don't know. I don't think so. Did he? He's worked with Nolan a lot. He did too. Never mind.
Well, I think that'll be fine then.
It'll be good. But yeah, Denis Villeneuve's done... I can't say his name right. Denis Villeneuve's sci-fi films. Arrival's so good.
Well, that's why I think he would be better than Jodorowsky's, because that whole film is
he's got
about...
some experience.
It's about telling you stuff that you don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
And not necessarily reading it to you. And I think that's a good film.
And,
also, he's chosen actors from his previous films.
Yeah.
For example, David Dalmash... Oh, God, we're so bad with names. But the creepy dude from Prisoners.
Oh, he's creepy.
But he's not like forceful creepy. He doesn't seem like a thing to be reckoned with. He just seems like
he's just
bit
a
of a weirdo. As opposed to Brad Dourif.
Brad Dourif, yeah.
He's
Chucky.
Yeah, Chucky. He's good as a Piter.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be good. I wish they'd just thrown Adam Driver in there, though, because I feel like Adam Driver would sit in that world very well.
They haven't announced the Emperor yet. I'd have Adam Driver as the Emperor.
Hell yeah. I hope they've got Salvador Dali's corpse. No, I want Adam Driver. Do you know what? Give David Lynch a cameo. Who cares?
Well, people are like pushing for Alejandro to be the Emperor.
Oh, do you know what? I'd kind of love that.
I don't... Yeah, he'd probably try and make
Give him his burning giraffe. Give him his $100,000 a minute and turn him into a damn robot.
Do you not think he would be like a little bit spiteful though in his film? Be like,
Well, probably. It's when he talks about watching David Lynch's Dune for the first time, and he's like, he didn't want to see it for ages.
Yeah.
And then he's like, and I watch, and I'm watching, and it's terrible, and it's amazing. I feel so relieved, and it's like, so maybe he'll actually turn to dust when he watches Denis Villeneuve's Dune. We'll see.
Oh, I just still don't get over how old he is. 91.
Old boy.
Yeah, he's been doing stuff for ages. I mean, his first film was 67.
1967, yeah. And before that, he's got some shorts that are absolutely mad as well, called like The Severed Heads.
I haven't seen anything.
He's got his weird Panic Fable comic strips that he used to do.
Got a copy of that.
Those are weird. Yeah, I got a copy of that from you.
Yeah.
I have a screenshot that I'm going to put in right about here of the first time you watched The Holy Mountain, which is funny. So that's good, because I told you to watch it. But yeah, Dune's good.
Did we watch it
Jodorowsky's
together?
Good. No, I watched it on my own in my flat, and it was very weird. I had to tell everyone to watch it.
I think I watched it at uni.
Yeah, I told you to watch it. I told you to watch it in like the back of pre-drinks, and you were like, no.
Yeah, no, I don't think they'd enjoy
But yeah,
that.
Jodorowsky's weird but good. Dune's good. David Lynch is good, but his Dune's bad.
I think
Villeneuve's good.
I don't like.
and his
do you
Dune,
prefer the old
hopefully-
cast or the new cast, Jack?
Well, I'll have to. I like Timothy Chalamet.
I
but
love Timothy Chalamet. I don't like Kyle as Paul.
Kyle MacLachlan as Paul's not great.
He's too much of a baby face.
Yeah.
You can't imagine him being a twat, which is what Paul is.
But then Timothy's.
Whereas
got this,
Timothy is perfect to be a twat.
Yeah, he was good in The King, that film that everyone's already forgot about. I feel like
I
that
didn't
was
mind
like
it.
a nice little precursor to his role in Dune as a little noble boy.
Yeah, he's a bit of a twat in everything, isn't he? Lady Bird.
Yeah, Lady Bird. Call Me
What was the
by
last
Your-
film he was just in?
He's going to be in the French
Little
Dispatch.
Women.
But yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Little Women. He's not a twat in.
Did he not? I heard he was.
Nah, he's good. Good boy. Good film.
I haven't
5
seen
stars. The
He's in
women
everything.
are pretty little. Yeah, they are.
it. Him and Florence Pugh.
Yep, and Saoirse Ronan.
Oh God, are they younger than us? If they are, that'd be depressing.
Want to say they're younger than me. Chalamet's 24.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Saoirse Ronan.
I've got 3 years to get into
is-
Hollywood.
Yeah, it's fine. Saoirse Ronan's 25. Haha, I'm fine. But yeah. Dune's good. Anything more to say on the matter?
I'm just looking at who would you want to be the emperor then?
Who'd be a good emperor? Maybe like Max von Sydow.
He's dead, isn't he?
He was in Star Wars like 3 years ago.
5.
He was in Star Wars like 5 years ago. He is 90 years old.
Oh, he's young. He does not look good. But he was in
Yeah.
Lynch's.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
He's my favourite character in the book.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking about. Is he? Wait, who is he? Is he Duncan?
Liet Kynes.
Oh. I've
Charlie's
forgotten.
Charlie's
Also,
dad.
shout out to Patrick Stewart for playing Gurney Halleck.
Oh, it's
good
really
casting.
bad.
That's
No, it's
pre Jean-Luc Picard in Star
Is
Trek.
it?
So it's like, yeah.
Wow.
It's a
He
couple of
looks the
years
same
before.
every year.
Patrick Stewart looks, yeah. It's weird seeing young pictures of him with hair.
Yeah, it's not right, is it?
No. But yeah.
Oh no, apparently the Emperor might have been announced. Charles Dance.
Oh,
I kind of like that.
I can see that. We'll see.
Tywin Lannister, basically.
Pretty much.
So, which of the... How much do you reckon this film would have made? How much did David Lynch's Dune make?
Some
I'll have a
money.
quick Google.
Probably enough. Like 30 million, probably. But I think the budget
Oh my
was
god,
more.
dead on, Jack.
What was it? 30 million?
30 million.
What was the budget?
Probably more.
Yeah, it's a fancy looking pile of shit, really.
Yeah, except the shields. I still don't like that.
Yeah.
40 million. So it lost 10 million.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Jodorowsky's
Time to
would-
make Blue Velvet.
Oh my god, that was before.
Yeah.
Why did they give it to him?
1986.
What did he make? What did he have under his belt when he made this film?
The Oscar-nominated Elephant Man.
Oh yeah, an Eraserhead.
And I feel like there was a production company link between the two. Elephant Man. I've read his book a couple of times, but I can't remember off the top of my head. Should have written it down.
Why
but
was he well known then? Because you watched Jodorowsky's Dune. Actually, no, because Jodorowsky didn't watch it in 1984, did he?
Well, no, he did. He went to the cinema to see it.
Oh, did he? So I don't know why he would know David Lynch to be this great.
Because David Lynch, Eraserhead was a cult classic. It was Stanley
Yeah, but that's
Kubrick's
one
favourite film.
That's one film. I guess it was just that
And
batshit
the
weird.
Elephant Man. He was nominated for Oscars, George, for the Elephant Man.
Never again, though.
Nope, but he got an honorary one. No, he was nominated for Mulholland Drive.
Was that nominated?
Yeah, best director, I think.
Oh, cool.
And
Yeah,
the
he did get
Academy
an
went,
honorary.
no, thank you.
Yeah. I need to watch them all again.
Yep, weird stuff.
David Lynch, I like the idea of his films, but very rarely do I actually enjoy them. That's what
Lost.
I wanted David Lynch to make Eyes Wide Shut.
Ooh.
I was watching Eyes Wide Shut and I was like, I want this to take Lynch turns and go really weird. But no, it's just a bit secret culty.
You need to watch Inland Empire, and then you'll never ever say that again.
I've got it so long.
It's so long, and so much of it is in Polish.
Really?
That's all I'm saying. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, that's been Jodorowsky's Dune and David Lynch. I don't know, like, subscribe, whatever we do. I don't know. Probably no one listening anyway.
We don't know. This is just, we're new to this.
Bye.
Bye.